What it do? Oh my God, what's going on? My intro is not playing. I'm not happy about that. What's good? Oh, okay, it's not my intro. We got the intro coming in 3, 2, 1.
You are looking live at
The dub in 3, 2.
One for the money, two for the show, three get ready for the let go. Talking that talk is all that we don't. It's football time, we ready to roll. We bringing the coaches close to the fans, answering questions not from the stands. Keep one players with offers in hand from DF Dubs, the best of the land. Hey, six and be coming to play like eight. My way be coming to play like eight. 4 way and 3 and be coming like eight. Private schools be making it eight. Cool in the game, Bad and Brian doing our thing. With and Jeremy ready to swing. Oh, I forgot it's a card of thing. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. At DF Dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. At DF Dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. At DF Dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. At DF Dub.
Welcome to the dub, number one high school podcast starring Pat O'Teasy, Jeremy McGinnis, Whitfield Roderick, and Brian Bosser. Dallas Fort Worth.
Yes, sir. If it ain't live, it ain't me. It's your boy Bo. It's going down. The dub is in the building. SOC takeover tonight. What it do? JM, what's going on, brother?
Man, what's happening, man? I'm ready to get it going, man. It's a SOC takeover. 3601 Marcelli.
Bro, got the address and everything.
Oh, he sure, yeah, he ready, boy.
B-Rise, what it do, brother?
Man, what's up, man? What's up, man? I'm good, man.
Hey, man. Hey, Whit, talk to me, man. All this Carter going on.
Hey man, I know it's a SOC takeover and all, but one thing you're gonna learn about me, I'm CC all day, every day, 24/7, 7 days a week, no matter what.
Already. But guess what, bro? I got a bone to pick with all y'all, dog. Man, y'all let this show go to your head after 1 week.
Oh, shit.
What you
Bro,
talking about?
I promise you. Bro, y'all let this, bro. I found out some stuff that y'all was doing behind the scenes that, bro, y'all didn't even include your boy on, man. You don't believe me? Look at your boy right here. He done came up with his own line of t-shirts now. That boy had Ledbetter on last week. Now he got Keystone Pope. Don't make no doggone sense, dog. That boy rise up t-shirts and stuff, man. Y'all holding out on your boy.
Man, you know
But while you over there laughing, J-Mac, man, look at you, bro. Y'all done came up with the Jodeci cover band, dog. Got Scott Odyssey.
Hey, them day one homies, dog. Them day one
Hey,
homies.
Bro, y'all done went on tour and everything. After 1 week, bro. After 1 week. But you know, Carter boy, it's worse, bro. Y'all ain't gonna believe what this dude done did. Y'all ready?
yeah, well,
Check out your boy. That boy got his own line of shorts, Hoochie Daddies.
He got his own line of hoochie shorts.
Bruh. And then he got the Carter discount for 1988. I don't know what that means. 1988, but the general public got to pay $100. Say, no. My boy rocking them Hoochie Daddies, bro.
The hoochie daddy.
No, we gotta look at that one more time, man. The Hoochie Daddies. Bro, y'all, bro. Now look, my son graduated high school recently from Duncanville, bro, and I was getting on him about how high they wearing them pants for the prom, dog. Them kids be wearing them pants high that above, man. But yeah, man, it's the SOC takeover, bro. It's the SOC takeover. SOC in the building tonight. And we're gonna bring on Coach Todd, Coach Ward, and Coach Spence. I'm telling you, the most exciting moment I had at Cowboy Stadium last year was sitting up there during that SOC game. The energy was in the building that game. And then, you know, I was also there for the Duncanville game. But hell, when SOC left the field, the whole energy left out the stadium with them. And I heard a lot of people say that.
oh wow.
Yep, I heard a lot of people say that, and it was crazy, though. But before we bring them on, I kind of want to bring out our rankings. So we talked about our composite rankings last week. And I want to show it. And actually, normally we do this at the end of the show, but I wanted to do it so the coaches can kind of see where they fall in our composite ranking. So our composite ranking is a combination of all the rankings that we did last week. So everybody had their own individual rankings, and I was interested to see how it would fall out with the numbers. But here it is right here. Yeah, it was interesting because we had SOC, for instance, I think was kind of falling the average in the fifth spot of the rankings, but they moved up because of the composite rankings. Because my boy Jeremy MC had them at number 1. So what y'all saw on that list that surprised y'all? Boy, it just left y'all speechless, didn't it?
Well,
these boys
I don't
ain't
know.
talk.
No, my thing is Melissa. They haven't done anything, man. Like they was in 4A last year. They got put out third round. The year before that, I mean, they didn't do anything. They getting too much credit, man. I don't know why they in anybody's top 10 as of right now.
I feel, that's the composite list, so it do what it do. But man, forget all that. We'll jump into that in a minute and see if the coaches have anything to say about it.
Hey, that's Jeremy. Put that high. That's Jeremy. No, that ain't Jeremy.
I agree with you. I agree with you, man.
All right, well, hey, let's see if we agree with this because I love this video, and we're gonna bring South Oak Cliff in the building like this.
Let's go, SOC.
Let's go, SOC.
There it is.
Yes, sir. It's going down. Welcome, fellas, in the building. There we go. I got to bring the right stream in for Todd. There we go. All right. South Oak Cliff in the building. The champs is here. Welcome to the show, fellas.
What's up, man? Happy to be here.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yes, sir. Blessing, man.
Coach Todd, Coach Ward, Coach Spencer, y'all brought the young bull in here. You brought the young protege.
No doubt. I was talking to Coach Spence before the show, and we was talking about the Skyline days, and just amazing what you have in common with people or whatever. But my nephew played at Skyline back in the days. Chris Bookman or whatever. He had passed away when he was in college at a Prairie View. But man, just to find out that Spence knew him and stuff like that, and he was part of that program and KOB boys, and you give it to Book on a jet sweep, and he'll take it to the house. So it was just amazing to know that, man. So what were your thoughts about that, Spence?
Like I said, man, Bookman is an original OG of Skyline. I remember when I was a youngster, I used to sit in the stands and watch. I remember he was a KOB boy, kickoff boys. They took pride in running down there on the kickoff. Like I told you, I look at Bookman as the jet sweep king. Every time he took a jet sweep, it went the distance. So like I said, Bookman was a real good dude, man. He is truly missed, but he left his mark. He left his mark on Skyline. He wasn't the biggest, but he damn sure fast, and he had a lot of heart, man.
Amazing.
Absolutely. And Coach Todd, man, you've had an amazing year, man. I tell people all the time, if I win a championship like that, brother, I'm gonna celebrate like you, man. And I got some pictures just to kind of show you how great you've been celebrating, man. Love this picture right here. Amazing picture. Look like you was worn out. Like you celebrated. You like, shoot, it's almost over.
Yeah.
But then I love this picture, man, because I didn't know you did all this, bro. Then you went ahead and took it out there with the Avalanche, man. Showed them boys, hey, we can do it like y'all do it. Got the trophy down there. I see you. Then you turned around and took it out there with the Rams in the Super Bowl last year. So my boys at the Super Bowl, bro. But then I was really tripping out when that's why I call them world champs, because when I saw this one right here, with my boy Steph Curry.
He all in San Fran, huh?
Man, so I love it, man. I'm like I ain't gonna lie. The way you celebrate, brother, that's the way I celebrate, bro. I'm gonna turn up. I'm gonna turn up. But guess what? You gotta do it again. So how you feel about running it back?
The key with running it back is you got to take care of the moment, and not be living the past. So, the biggest thing for us is to understand that last year was last year, and don't nobody care about that. And it's about building on the day to make sure we all right tomorrow. And that's what we doing. We just grinding and working, man, and doing what we do to got us there. Building that whole process. We just back at it, man. Really, so. It's one of the things, short-lived triumph, but, I'll have time we retire, whatever, to really, reflect back on it. But right now, we not satisfied. We not content. We don't think we arrived and none of that type of stuff. We got a big schedule, and it was purposely done to make sure we had pressure on us all season.
No doubt. Coach Ward, how do you feel about your head coach and the camaraderie with the coaching staff? Because that's another thing I do notice, man. Y'all ride for each other.
This staff is a little different, man. I think that most of the time, people get caught up in me. And I think we all got a common goal. That's why we don't have a lot of staff turnover. People are trying to do the same thing. And like Coach Todd said, we want it. And I don't think anybody was satisfied. We celebrated it because we knew what kind of achievement it was. But the whole staff we still know we got more to do, and that kind of defines a lot of how the work's been going in with the kids and the coaches.
Good deal. I got two more questions before I pass it on to my co-host, Coach Todd. How you feel about because you were there before the facilities got updated and stuff. So how do you feel that the facilities and stuff? Because I've been through there a couple of times. I actually went through there for a little preseason tournament last year in August, and I was just amazed at how good they fixed SOC up, man. Like, it's probably one of the best facility fixer-uppers that I've seen throughout the whole thing. I've been through Roosevelt and all that, so I was just like, damn, it's tight up here. So how you feel that helps with the working with the guys and getting everybody excited to be at SOC and keeping people at SOC?
The biggest thing with the facilities, man, I felt no matter what, we were going to get it done with the facilities or without the facilities. And I think a lot of people don't know it's a lot of hard work and a lot of great coaching and a lot of other stuff that goes on. I think the facilities, us winning, really helped other schools get facilities that they were all complaining about when we first got it. See, everybody was whining, why SOC first? Why SOC first? So us winning is like a blueprint to say, oh, when they got facilities, oh, now they won state. And that's so really everybody else reaping the benefit of what we did and what we put on our back.
No doubt.
Hey,
I mean,
can I say that's a shot at Carter?
I don't know what that is. These comments are funny, boy. They are tripping in the comments. I'm gonna throw them comments up in a minute.
They going live.
Yeah, they turned up already. So, Coach, let me ask you about and I hope my co-host is not going to ask this because I didn't even ask him before the show. But I feel like one of the biggest things about the program for this year is how do you replace that awesome backfield? You had Hollywood. That was a senior, and he was your electric back. You had Jawar Quaylen Farrar. I mean, he was that ball of muscles. I really enjoyed watching them run. And then Kevin Henry Jennings. I mean, you lose that entire backfield, and then we still got people saying y'all about to win state. So how do you replace that and still bring that juice?
And the OC, right? And the OC.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't worried about the OC, but I'm worried about the talent on the
field. I mean, losing them guys in the backfield, man, and and as far as the quarterback, like that's a big loss for us. And what I'm trying to get across to the team, especially the offensive line, is they got to pick up the slack up front. Some things that the backs may have made us being successful with last year may not be there this year. And now we got to execute better up front. We got to do a better job of coaching, of managing these kids and putting them in good situations to be successful. So, it just go back to the whole plethora of things that we do well at SOC, just because, and then we never know, one of these backs we have may pop up on the scene and be special. And we got some guys with some potential, but potential is what's unseen. So, we realistic with it right now, and we got a tough schedule, but I think after these first 4 games, we'll know what we got real fast.
Oh, absolutely. Because y'all get through those first 4 games, y'all gonna run the gamut on the rest of them, and it's really great to prepare them boys with that type of a schedule. Like where they hard at, where they hard at after that gauntlet.
Yeah, I let them boys pick the schedule. Like I asked who y'all want, and I went to certain people, and they said this is who they want, and I said, well, I'm gonna do my best to make it happen, line it up, and and it failed. So that's why I told them, I don't feel no pressure. This is what y'all want. So y'all take ownership of it. This your team. Let's make it happen.
Bro, I've been like, what the hell y'all doing? We got to take one of these out of here. That's just my opinion. I need one softy, give them confidence, and then we can go and fight the rest of the way.
Yeah. Nah, but but we passed that point. Like we bigger than a loss in the preseason don't derail our season.
That's true. That's true.
It's teachable moments for us that prepare us for later on in the year. And even in losses, we've able to learn something positive and negative, as far as dealing with the team. As far as being for the coaching staff wide. As far as see who really on your side. People jump ship every day.
You ain't lying, bro. J Mac, it's on you. So what you gonna do?
Oh, you bringing it to me already?
Yeah, bro. You laid back in the cut, bro.
Hey, I'm chilling. Hey, I'm feeling real good. Hey, first off, I want to say personally, congratulations to you boys, man. That I was there. I was there in the stands when y'all won the championship, and I love that. I ain't gonna lie, man. That made me feel so good because I'm from Oak Cliff, so that just felt good. I was there in the stands when Carter, won it. I was in the stands when that happened. I was in the stands when you guys won it. I just want to say I'm proud of you guys, man. You got a fan for life from me, so salute to all you guys.
Right
off the top. But now the next question I got is and this is for Coach Todd. You answer, you can answer first, and I want to hear from you too. Assistants is how do it feel when you go from being, the hunter to the hunted? Because a lot of celebration, a lot of buzz, it makes you become the hunted. Now you got the target on your back. Now everybody gunning for SOC. So how that feel?
It don't change me not one bit. Because I always keep a chip on my shoulder, and I know me personally, I'm one of them type where I find the edge in everything. So like, Bam got Kimball. Well, when I got SOC job, ain't nobody give me no press release. So even though we just won state, like shit, I'm mad as hell. Like why Steven Jackson get a press release? Why all them get put in the paper when they got their job? I didn't. So it's always something personal for me. They getting paid good because of what we did as a staff. So everything personal. So I just make up stuff in my head that make me mad, and that's what motivates me, to be honest with you.
Right. Okay, Coach Ward.
I mean, it's the same thing Todd said, man. It's what the ultimate goal, man, is, if we being honest, is to take over the South Side. You know what I'm saying? And do a lot of what I use one of the hosts for example. You know what I'm saying? Went to Carter, kids went to DeSoto. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, growing up on this side of town, the problem was never the neighborhood. It was always the mentality of us feeling like we needed to go elsewhere. And so, the goal for us has always been to show everybody that we could do it here. You know what I mean? That's why people bringing their kids back, because they feel it, you know. And we ain't just talking about state championships. We talking about the fact that, you know, it's even a debate whether or not we would beat the schools that people have been running to for the last 20, 30 years. You know, the fact that it's a debate means that we doing our job and what we set out to do. You know, so I mean, that's what it's really about.
Right. Well, Coach Spencer, talk to me, young bull.
Oh man, it's the same thing. I always had a chip on my shoulder my whole life, so I'm kind of like Todd. I just make up stuff in my head. I want to be one of the. I think there ain't been no assistant to ever be played for Coach Sam, but work for Coach Sam to be Coach Sam. So I want to help Coach Todd be Coach Sam. I want to help Coach Todd be the first assistant to knock Coach Sam off his high horse. So I mean, like I said, I'm always have a chip on my shoulder, and we putting our kids' head, man. I'm like, we won state, but yeah, we want to do like Coach Ward say, we want to do something that no inner city school have done in football. Like we want to look up in the trophy case, and we have 5 state championships, not just one. Because right after we won it, we had a team meeting. And Coach Todd told the kids, everybody gonna think the first one was a fluke. You do the second one, everybody gonna know you for real. So we preach that to the kids every day. Like I said, we still got chips on our shoulder. I don't look at people hunting up. We still hunting people.
Already. I got one more. This is another one. If y'all listen to me on the last show, I love to say, I'm in these internet streets. You know what I'm saying? I'm always in these internet streets. I'm peeping. You know what I'm saying? I'm peeping and I'm creeping. Always in these internet streets. And one thing that I ain't gonna lie, man, that makes me real mad in these internet streets is it's the stereotype to my black schools and my black coaches to be. And I'm gonna ask this head on because I'm a trail soldier. You know what I'm saying? I do everything head on. So I'm gonna ask y'all head on. So I want to know because I know y'all was screenshotting. I know y'all saw all this stuff on the internet street when you have to hear that black schools ain't disciplined. When you got to hear every time you lose, you get out coached. You know what I'm saying? That they ain't no good coach. And that ain't just coming from the other side of the train track. A lot of that's coming from our side of the train track. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to know from you guys is, did you feel a sense of satisfaction when you won state to where you can let them know, you know what, you can cut that bull stereo crap out. Cut that out, because we coach just as good as anybody in the country. We coach just as good as any color, any creed, any religion, any state, whatever. Because we are them dudes. I just want to know from each one of y'all, starting with Coach Todd.
Yeah, man. I mean, to be honest with you, man, just me growing up in this environment I grew up in, I just call that's just the our people mentality, number one. It's always somebody else out there smarter, and most of the time sometimes it's somebody with a different color skin. We automatically say they smarter. So, that stuff don't really bother me no more. But you know me, I'm going to be vocal. I'm going to say what I got to say, and I'm going to put it in anybody's face and let it be known that what we do at South Oak Cliff, the coaches that I do have, we don't have to be here. Like I don't have to be at South Oak Cliff. I choose to be at South Oak Cliff. So I think that's a big difference too. I got assistant coaches that I mean, we're gonna be honest. If anybody was the most qualified person to take over Kimball, it's Kyle Ward. If it's anybody that should have got the Skyline job, it was Kyle Ward. Spencer learning his role in a couple of years, any job to come over, he should have the right to turn it down or take it. So what I'm saying, I got people that's dedicated to South Oak Cliff, to what we're doing in the inner city that's bigger than individual goals. So it's like a team thing. But as far as the people I've been hearing that my whole life. Coach Sam lose on the Hail Mary. Oh, that was coaching. A fox run down the middle of the field versus South Lake. It was coaching. But when you lose to Kyler Murray, you ain't got no, all that talent, and you lost to them. But don't nobody ever say nothing when you beat them is you supposed to beat them because you got all this talent. I heard Freddie James was coaching. No discipline, no this. They ain't got a field goal. Name another staff in DISD history that have won games in the playoffs on field goals in the history of the district. SOC. Like, name another team that have dribbled the onside kick, calculated that we practiced an entire week in the playoffs before the game and executed that in the game. I ain't talking about offense, defense. I'm talking about special team stuff. Like this what we do. Like, it's geniuses that's wrapped up in this thing and SOC. And people just don't understand. But when we all blow it back up one day and everybody got to go their own separate place, they'll understand what they missing then.
Already. Coach Ward.
Well put.
I mean, it feeds into what Coach Todd talking about, man. You know, it's the selflessness of a staff. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that it don't feel a certain way. You know, that's, I mean, for me, that's a lot of what Alito was about. You know, we respect a lot of these staffs and know what they're doing. You know, Alito, what they've done, Lovejoy and Chris Ross, and how good those guys are offensively, and you know, Lubbock Cooper and shoot, Liberty Hill was averaging 50 points a game. You know, right. So it gets a little from the inside, it gets a little personal. You know, from my perspective, just to make sure people think. People see what you can do, and like Coach Todd said, I mean, when you beat them, they say you got all the kids. You know, that's why, you know, the word humble, it means something different for me now. You know, everybody wants you to be humble when you do some shit that other people think you can't do. You know what I'm saying? Then it come up. You start hearing whispers of how we not humble. Because we vocal about what we did and how we did it, you know what I mean. So it moves you and it makes you feel and strive to do certain things in certain ways, and it feels good, you know, when you came up under coaches like Coach Todd say, and Spence played for Sam, and I played for James Jones, and you always heard the issue was coaching, and then you win and it ain't we won because it's coaching. You know what I'm saying? So it feels good, and it becomes a goal for you, and it makes sure people understand.
Yeah, already. Coach Spencer, you got something on that?
Oh man, it's the same thing. Like I said, I found myself in the playoffs every time we won a game. I was going straight to the Facebook group. Said, let's see what we got today. And my favorite comment was somebody after the Alito game. My favorite comment was like, man, the only reason SOC won, they had more talent. But I promise you, if the shoe was on the other foot and we never took a snap under center all season, all of a sudden we send Kev under center and Kev fumble that ball, they gonna say Coach Todd is the dumbest coach ever in history because to put his quarterback in a situation that he ain't been in all year. So my thing is this: when Alito do it, I don't hear nothing. I don't hear, man, why Coach Buchanan do that? I hear SOC got lucky. You know what I'm saying? But like Coach Todd always tell our kids, we didn't get lucky. Look, go look at it's a pitch. Go look at our kids' eyes on that last play. We've been preaching all year locked in. And you can see our kids, when we call that timeout, before they left that huddle, we told them kids, we looked them kids in the eye, we say, bro, no matter what happened, we locked in with each other. But like I say, only the inside people to know it. I see a comment say, it's more people on the inside that hate on us than the outside. Why is that? We'll never know. But like I say, like Coach Ward say, it moved me some that, you know, you got some people that was hating on us, saying we got lucky, we did this, we did that. Say, man, it was a whole lot of coaching done this year. You had kids in position that never played certain positions on our football team this year, and we didn't have to cover them up. We didn't have to do none of this stuff. But like I say, man, because like it's gonna be haters, but our job is just coach these kids, win as many games as we can, and give them to college.
All right, salute to you, brother. Go ahead, Pat. B-Rise, you next, B-Rise.
I'm not, all right.
All right, here we go now. Now don't do what you did last week. I've been waiting on your ass.
They thought I had my dog, man. I had my dog in the back barking, man.
And damn dog.
But man, y'all know for the most part, man, I've been now for the most part, man, I was one of the people from the get-go who I felt South was gonna win state. I mean, this was before the season started, man. I mean, I knew y'all had a special group even going into the season. Okay, my question is, y'all defense gonna be better from what people say. The offensive line is coming back. They're gonna be intact. I mean, y'all see it online. People are questioning y'all quarterback since he's leaving. So how the quarterback situation looking as of right now?
I think we're in a growth mindset right now, like we're growing. We not at a master's yet at that position, but what I can say is he's learning every day. He's getting better every day. And, that's all you can ask for because you're not going to really find out till that real pressure comes. And I was just messing with him today and we're asking him, when you get hit this first time in the Dunkerville game, how you going to react? He looked at me like, what you talking about, coach? I say, in that game, it's going to be a point in time. You're going to come look at me and say, okay, I know what you're talking about, coach. And I said, I hope when I look in your eyes, you give me that look and you ain't shook, boy. And we just laughed and kind of walked off today. But, we growing. Also losing Coach Walker was a big loss, so some other guys got to step up, in roles on the offensive side because, like I tell you, like he was one of the Coach Ward, it wasn't nothing but a couple people in the interview when I interviewed him for that job. And he had that job won. And I had some people that are very critical and going to analyze you to the T. And he had that job in 2 minutes. And I told him the last hour he was talking, I wasn't even paying no more damn attention to him. It was already over. So, but we are replacing the mind, but we got some other guys on the offensive side that I think are ready to assume that role. And, also bringing a guy like Herman Johnson over that's a veteran coach, that's been around to kind of give him a little wisdom and a little experience to help them out, help us get us through some games early until everybody kind of hit their stride later on.
Okay, another question. I'll tell you, I'm cool with all y'all. I mean, y'all be on social media, y'all be in the groups, y'all be speaking to us, y'all see what people say. So, Coach Todd, what's going on with you and what's his name, Stephen Poole, man? Y'all always going back and forth, man.
To be honest with you, I never knew Stephen Poole. I just know he's very critical. And he always leaves statements, but he never leaves answers. So he's a typical. I guess he's an educated brother because I know he graduated, but he has a poverty thoughts and expressions a lot of times because he always talk about problem this, problem that, or when the real coaches. But he never, when I ask him, hey, just reiterate who were the good coaches, because when Coach James was coaching, everybody said they were undisciplined. Everybody they had penalties. So now why is it different when we win? Now it's like, because we don't got the perfect integration blueprint that Carter had. Carter had the perfect situation where they had the middle schools and they had 2 middle schools going into Carter with all the talent. Like nobody else has had that in the history of DISD. If you give us the same makeup that Carter had in them 80s and 90s coming up through with that talent, I guarantee you we will win 5 to 10 state championships in a 20-year span. I guarantee you. But nobody else had that structure. But he talking about right now, and this is what really run me hot. He talking about Carter kids and this, that, and other. I went to Atwell and stayed in South Dallas. People went to Atwell and wasn't even supposed to be there, and then they got funneled to Carter. But
all 3 of us went to Atwell.
Yeah, all of us went to Atwell. I went to Atwell.
I went to Atwell too. Played for Coach Wall.
But we don't acknowledge that everybody went to Atwell, even if they didn't live by Atwell, though.
Right.
And so the problem is, if he's so for the people and he's so black power, why he don't got no problem with in South Dallas? We didn't have a middle school for over 15 years because we would bust the Hood, Gaston, Florence, Robert T. Hill, all these different schools. So don't cry to me about no Carter just because that neighborhood has disintegrated from what it was in the 80s and 90s to now it look like Oak Cliff over there by SOC during that time. It's the normal progression, and I bet he don't stay there no more. So us and black people, what we do, we follow the trend and chase where the white man is at, and that's where we want to go stay, and then we run them off, and then we keep following them. Trace it.
But everybody in the comments went to
so that's my problem, Steve. He don't never give me no answers.
Yeah, I be saying, I'm like, man, what's going on? Like, y'all be going back and forth, man.
Real quick. Let me just add something real quick. It's no shade to no one or whatever, but Stephen Poole is actually my uncle, and he does stay right by Atwell still. I just want to say that part.
Oh, okay.
Let's have a target. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I'm in Oak Cliff too. Over here by I'm over here between Holmes and Socks.
O.W. Holmes, that's my middle school.
And then, like,
everybody on the internet is claiming Atwell right now.
But another thing, it's Hussey House all day, every day. But
my only problem is I've been knowing Stephen Poole my whole life. I went to elementary school with his son at Adele Turner. So I'm always respect my elders. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna never disrespect them. So I asked him one time under the comment, I'm like, bro, every time somebody says something about sock, like what's up, Mr. Poole? Like, and he go like, my thing is this: we sending kids to school, we trying to keep kids out of trouble, we trying to do what's best for the kid. So why I just don't understand, like, you know what I'm saying, the negative comments, the negative hate, saying, oh, well, this supposed to be this way, this supposed to be that way. Man, we just trying to send kids to school and keep them out of trouble, dog. That's all we trying to do.
And the biggest thing is they started a civil war at their own school between
Pac-Man and Robert Hall.
And Robert Hall, if you want to be real with it, they started this. And like, if you really look at it, this all done because of this alumni stuff. And that's why I'm a big believer. Just because you went to the school don't mean I don't give a damn if you're a great player or you're a great coach. It may not be the best fit to go as a coach because you're going to have to ruffle some feathers if you really want it right.
Boom.
I agree.
That's it right there.
That bam shit later on.
I speak on that as a Kimball alum. My biggest issue with the not hire, but with the process is the two finalists was Philip Tanner and Bam. You split the alumni with that. Same thing Coach Todd talking about. You learn from Robert Hall and Pac-Man. So now you this side wants the young ones want to go with him. The older ones want to go with him. So it becomes a bidding war, a political thing. You know, everybody got a say so or an opinion on who should be hired. But shit, they had an opinion on the last 3-4 hires, and them shits was fucked up. Oh, my bad. But I'm just saying.
No. Talk your shit.
I'm cool, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if we being honest, you know, like what Coach Todd saying. I'll be the first to say it publicly. I wasn't interested in the Kimball job because I don't feel like Kimball was ready for me to be the asshole that Kimball needs to be competitive in football. It's some stones that got to be turned at Kimball that they not ready to be turned. They not. It's still some things lingering around there. It's some people that sitting in some PE spots holding up spots for coordinators. So now somebody like Bam want a coach, but he can't put the coach in that spot because there's somebody sitting in that spot that's been a head coach before. But the issue is I'm the one that'll say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get if you want to win in football, not basketball, not track. It requires 10 grown men to be in spots in a building. Good spots where they're comfortable and they can work together. You can't be the former head coach coaching something and being in PE where Coach Todd come in and say, I need this PE spot, but I can't hire a coach, so now I got to find whatever I can find to be a coordinator. That's not how you win in football.
Nah.
That's not what most of these Dallas ISD programs are. So, like he said, that's not how this works. That's nothing against nobody, no head coach. A lot of Kofor had in his first year the exact same staff as the guy before him because he didn't get hired until July. Like, if you want to talk about how to win in Dallas ISD, you need a coach to get out of there January, February, and you have your spring workouts and spring football. You can't get the job in June, July and say, okay, 2-year plan. Like they said last week with Bam, 2-year plan. Bullshit. This ain't no 2-year plan. That's not how this works. That's not how it works at any of these schools. Carter, Kimball, Vail, Hutch. No, when you leave, you got to get your ass up out of there. If you care about the program, like everybody say they do, I went here or I coached here and I love it, get your ass out of the way and let the next coach, whoever he may be, hire a staff within a certain amount of time so they can have an off season. And that be the issue. Nobody wants to move when it becomes about me. Well, let me sit on this. Let me collect this check. Let me get this last year of my retirement. Let me get this. No, dog. If we want Bam to be successful at Kimball, get your ass out the way.
And that's true. And which go back to our situation, our principal at South Oak Cliff is cut differently probably than 99% of the principals in the district. So, you know, like I know I know what he gonna do. I know he gonna make it happen. And a lot of people say they want to win, but they don't want to do what's required to win, because a lot of times to win, you're gonna have to make some decisions that's gonna make a lot of other people mad, because they're gonna think you putting something first. And that's a big key in what I'm saying. You can't beat South Oak Cliff, especially come in Dallas, without a hell of a coaching staff, number one. I don't give a damn what kids you go get. I don't care about that, because, like, and the thing what people don't realize is, see, these guys coached in Dallas, played in Dallas. The guy, like, them situations, guys coming back to Dallas, they never coached her. They don't know how to, like, we know how this works in Dallas. We got a situation in Dallas that's as close to the suburbs as possible in the inner city. But because our principal got big kahunas.
Mm-hmm.
And he gonna make it happen, and he don't care who made. And what I was always told from every basketball coach, every coach that won in Dallas, you win with administration, number one. If your administration ain't a state championship administration, then you ain't gonna win. Think about when Carter won state with, like, who was their principal? C.C. Russo.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of principals would have been like, no, you know, we out of this, it's over. Nah, he fought for his kids and did what a lot of people wasn't gonna do. That's what we got at South Oak Cliff that allow us to function and allow us to do what we got to do. He don't micromanage us. He don't get in our way dealing with nothing. All he wants to do is stay on them kids, do what we supposed to do in their classroom, and win. That's it. He don't bother. He don't sound like sunflower seeds, having a great time.
Mm-hmm. And Coach Todd, that go from high school to college to the pros. If you ain't got a good administration that supports the coaching staff, you ain't gonna win. I don't care who you are.
And see, I see somebody saying the good community. See, the thing about community support is every school in Dallas got support from within, but their support is so diversified and split. It's our allegiances tied to certain parts. So it's just like Ward just said. Like, why, if I'm going to hire a head coach at Kimball, I'm just saying this me with my logical brain thinking. If I'm out of the two alumni guys that I like, damn, one of these two, I'm going to eliminate one before the finals come to go and leave everybody else up and then put somebody else over here where I can go and get them all on the same page. But then to have them go head to head. So now what you did was you got the 1980s and 90s versus the 2000, 2010 groups.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so but that was a problem created by the people who did the damn interviews. They don't do that to people. You already make it, if you know which way you're gonna lean to, you make it easier in the final decision so the other people already get behind everybody. But that takes a forethought and some thinking. Because now what you think Philip Tanner thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Because he was probably by some people too.
Right.
Exactly.
So then, and they go back even further. Go back when Kofa got the job. One of the finalists was Courtney Allen. And just think, if you apply for a job and you walk out the damn interview and somebody telling you that's on the panel, man, this is the best interview out of everybody I had, but you don't get the damn job. What you thinking about? You ain't never coming back.
Nope.
Go back before that. Go back before that. Before Kofa was Carlton Nelson, who's from the James Jones tree, who was James Jones' defensive coordinator. He got the job from a guy who ran it into the ground, did the job he was supposed to do, announced he was going to retire, and then squatted on it. And his retirement didn't kick into the June. So now the next guy, Kofa, didn't get it to July. So everything he worked to fix, to progress, was out the window. It's just a lot of lack of understanding with these jobs and these hires. We talking about Dallas. Shit, everybody, everywhere. You can go back hire after hire. The hire before Nelson was the principal's partner. Right. We lost. We as Kimball lost to Sunset, North Dallas. The hire before that, like we go back hire after hire. Woo. And it's box hire after hire. So when everybody's talking about getting to the point to where SOC has gotten, SOC, we talking about soccer school with very low turnover from coaches. People, Spence could get a head job right now. I could get a head job right now. Our OC last year could have got a head job. He just went to college. It's 4-5 coaches who could leave and take some of these jobs. You trying to get to the point where we got a really, really good staff that's qualified, that are staying because we want to, and people feel like it's a 2-year deal or a 3-4 year deal. Man, SOC was a 17 to 25 year process.
Right.
Like we're talking about 17 to 20. Allen was a 17 to 25 year process. My wife went to Allen. Go back to when Todd Graham got it, and right before who that was, and who that was. Like the Kyler Murray jumped them forward.
Hey, Ward,
that's a generational player.
Hey, Ward, the funny part is my senior year in 1995 in Lincoln, we beat Allen in the first game of the year.
And they won state 12 years later. Y'all process that. They won state 12 years later. Like people look at these processes like kids, talent. No, it's administration and coaching. That the consistency. Katie, same thing. We talk about all. Me and Todd have talked about it before. Gary Joseph, he was the defensive coordinator at Katie for 22 years. 22 years he was the defensive coordinator. They won titles. So why are they still relevant and competing for titles? That's any school you go to, that suburb or inner city, it's a consistency thing. But we got this misconception like we could just hire a guy and he gonna fix it right now. Yeah. No, that ain't how this works.
Yeah, 2 years. That's crazy, man.
The hope. That's always the hope. So I'm gonna turn the conversation a little bit, Coach. I remember earlier you said something about you use things to motivate you. So if I put this picture up, how would you be motivated by it?
I mean, you know, I don't motivate me. But you know, I think the kids went down there and did a good job, and you know, I'm proud of Coach Cook and Coach Jermaine, and if they won a 7-on-7 title, man, I ain't got nothing about it. Like DeSoto, the name don't bother me. The kids don't bother me. What I don't like is see a lot of people play this game, and then they always hide their hands. Even going back to Skyline. Like it was always like I never forget how the trauma I felt in my brain when we coming out of SMU and they got all these police lined up like we some damn convicts. I never get what Jay Howe said, what the fuck are y'all looking at? And they treated us, and then they do all these tactics, but then we go back down from
y'all got a lot told on y'all show last week, man.
I was just about to say that.
Y'all got a lot told on y'all show. Like, bro, we ain't no cats looking for attention. I was right there at the front door of the spring game. It was 4 cats that worked for DeSoto Middle School at the spring game. He let me through, and I had about 5 of my SOC boys with me. He said, Coach, verbatim, Coach Mathis said, no SOC kids allowed. I said, wow, what's the problem? Next thing you know, I see Colin walking in, old boy from Duncanville. I see Lancaster kids walking in, Cedar Hill kids. I said, sir, was our kids disrespectful or anything? What happened? He said, sir, Matthew said, no SOC kids. So how he gonna come at us and say, we attention seeking, we doing this? Say, bro.
I don't know why they put that on social media.
And then I'm gonna tell you how they tried to play it. So when that happened, then that's what's made Duncanville come back and say it's only gonna be for their schools. And then DeSoto people tried to come back around and say, oh yeah, we were following our district policy. See, when I got to, I wasn't even coming to the game. When Spence told me that they was trimming about the kids, I said, I'm gonna go up here just to make sure everything cool. When I walk in, me and Jonte Cook Daddy talking, we dap up, because he went to SOC, and we got mutual friend that's his kinfolk. So we talking. I go sit down. He starts yelling up in the stage. We don't know who he yelling at, but he started yelling and ranting and raving up. So we all looking around like, damn, who we talking to? So then I guess it was me. But then it's like we painted to be the bad guy, and we all our kids were sitting with us. We were distant away from everybody. We weren't bothering nobody. But it's that throw your hands up and then hide them and then act like you didn't do nothing. And then try to come back and talk about some district policy. District policy had nothing to do with no spring game. I ain't seen no.
And the year before, I'll say this: the year before, Duncanville's coaches weren't let in on the same thing. Like this ain't a 1 year thing. We not talking about we can't hide behind no student IDs. Ask Steven Jackson, ask Jason Garrett, could they get in DeSoto spring game in last year? They was turned away the same way. This ain't no different.
Yeah, I think it's more of a competitive thing, man. I was actually at the game too, and I saw everything that happened or whatever. And it was all funny to me because I felt like, okay, this is how you turn up a rivalry. So I think that game is going to be off the chain. We're going to actually be there to cover it and interview. I definitely saw the competitive. It's a competitive thing, you know what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna tell you something. Hold on, Pat. Now, you say it's a competitive thing, but now I gotta keep it real because I ain't here to bullshit nobody. Coach Matthews said on this show last week that it's just business. He didn't say it wasn't nothing personal. It wasn't no competitive thing. He said it was just business and it was a misunderstanding. But these brothers saying that ain't what it was.
No.
I mean, you gotta say that.
Yeah.
You have to say that.
All right, so
what you say, Todd?
Let me ask you this, Todd, because you kind of remind me of Jimmy Johnson back in the day when he coached Cowboy. He would find he look at the article, he find something and get him fired up and give his team some piss and vinegar and stuff. Is this part of the process, or you think there's some real animosity between the programs? Or between the coaches anyway.
It's animosity with me because I know how he talk about us to other people. I done sent text messages that he done sent to parents and how he degrade our program when his ass first won to get to where he at because he was at Austin LBJ or somewhere like that. But they try to look down on SOC like we some step kid. Hell, every kid that's at DeSoto is from the same Carter, SOC, Roosevelt, Kimball lineage. So it's the same kids. You really talking about yourself. So my problem is, and my hatred for dealing with DeSoto started in 2006 when I took Troy Stoudemire over there to do a photo shoot for the newspaper, and the way that I think it may have been Dave Meadows, the coach that was there before Matthews, he looked like how he was treating us and looking at us like we were beneath him. Because didn't nobody know who Troy Stoudemire was until he led us to the fourth round of the playoffs. And then he come back around. Then when Matthews got there, I seen a whole bunch of other different tactics where it always tried to play like we at Skyline was the bullies. We was the bad guy. We never had our kids run to the 50-yard line taunt nobody. But when they do it in our kids, we tell our kids that they cross that line, protect yourself and do what you got to do. Then it's like, oh, we the bad guy. I know them kids know each other. Spence was in Dante, and Dontre was in each other's face because they knew each other. And Spence was there in the game. Like all that stuff bothered me, and that shit fuel. And I'm there. Either kill me or you gonna die in this game. Don't turn nothing off. If you can put 100, put 100.
Well, hey, it's gonna be some
my
things
thing,
going
hey,
on with that game.
hey,
Also, before we, because we only have a few minutes, I actually wanted to say something about, and now I'll let y'all get to what y'all want to say about the Muhammad's too, because I coached with them way back when my son played back in the Gap, and then my son played under another Muhammad, and then y'all got a bunch of Muhammads. So I'm like, damn, how many Muhammads is it out here? But just I just wanted to get that in before the show ended about how y'all feel about the Muhammads and stuff like that, because they roll deep and they ingrained in the program big time.
Royalty right there in football.
Yeah. I'm gonna let War go. Like to me, the Muhammad did it was the whole thing of where the return of the Mecca stemmed from. You know, like that was it was all a marketing tool. It all worked out just perfect, and it was so fitting.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, Coach.
I trained this generation of Muhammad. You know, the older Muhammads is 12 of them. 6 went to SOC, 6 went to Hutch. And then they moved to the father, I think, passed, left money. They moved to DeSoto. They business people. They do a lot of different things depending on which Muhammad you talk to. I've trained this generation of Muhammads. They all secondary kids. From the oldest EJ all the way to the kids you see now. So we've been around the Muhammads, whether they played at DeSoto or not, or SOC or not. They spent most of their time in the spring and summer at SOC training. So I mean, they building blocks to programs. They kids from good backgrounds and smart kids that work their ass off, and it's. We Todd have known the Muhammads because they've been around even before they was at SOC. So I mean the boys. That's just how it is.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Todd, I'm amazed by your history too. I mean, you mentioned Todd Stoudemire. Hell, I remember watching them play when he played with my nephew at Skyline. I thought he was one of the coldest quarterbacks back in the Gap.
Yeah. He the reason that school is what it was before it fell off.
I know it all started at Superville, right?
Yeah.
No doubt. And then your history. I mean, hell, you know everything about it from way back in the Gap. I'm pretty sure you remember Robot and Cuckoo and all them from Roosevelt.
Yeah. I've been around dealing with my granddaddy, man. Shit, I mean, I done seen, heard, or know all the way back to Choo Choo Brackens from the 1948 Lincoln team.
Damn.
Let me get my 2 questions in real quick. Let me get my 2 questions real quick for coaches. First of all, fellas, like Jeremy said, congratulations on becoming the official, and with a big O, official first ever state champions. Y'all know 88 still champs. But on a serious note, coaches, I got a serious question for y'all, man. A year ago we was in a pandemic where we was getting games canceled. Do y'all remember the article where our own superintendent had made a statement when y'all coach was trying to schedule a game, and he was like, "There's gonna be no makeup games because it ain't like a Dallas school gonna win state anyway." Had that one played in y'all mind last year, any?
Yeah, Ward talk about it all the
time. Because that statement actually, I remember I was somewhere and I was reading that, and I was like, "Wow, that was harsh." Like, and then a year later, he's on the sideline with y'all celebrating. Like that didn't. Yeah, that didn't make y'all feel some type of way, because when I saw him down there with y'all celebrating, I was in the stand. Jeremy can tell y'all were next to him. I was mad. I was like, look at this mother. Like a year ago, he was talking noise. Oh, it ain't like a Dallas school gonna win state anyway. Now to say you down there taking pictures and celebrating.
Yeah, I mean, what I can say with that is, it rubbed me the wrong way, but at the same way, it didn't light no more of a fire than I think we already had lit. But even winning state, man, it wasn't about the medal. It wasn't about the trophy. I probably ain't really touched that trophy more than twice. It ain't about the ring, because I don't really wear jewelry. What it was just to show people just the memory of the grind that we went through to get to that point. was worth way more than any reward, any amount of money. Like if you knew the grind where you had to have a belief in something, where really even the people behind you didn't believe you could do it. They wanted you to, but they didn't believe in you. Like that's what separates winning state for us, and why it's so important. And a lot of people don't understand. See, like Bam won state at DeSoto. It's winning state is winning state, but it ain't nothing like winning state in Dallas where everybody's saying it's impossible. and then, but only ones like I tell everybody, that locker room was locked in. We didn't need no parent. I mean, I'm saying, like, I just want to make sure them 60 kids, them coaches, we was all on the same channel, and experience got us there from everybody. Because you got to go. Like I lost the state in Kilgore when I was in Lincoln. And if you trace, and if people really want to hire good coaches, it ain't hard to trace the lineage to know where good coaches come from or how they supposed to look in order to be successful. I don't understand why in Dallas we make the shit so hard.
True.
And then we get a damn raise. I don't even know we get no raise. I'm watching the damn thing. and then I want you to think how I feel. So I walk in, I'm sitting in my office, we are watching it with some of my assistant coaches, and they announcing it. And they like, all the head coaches get X amount of dollar raise. And I'm like, damn, so you mean to tell me these 15 guys, along with myself, that did this, I got to sit here and I get paid more money now, but I got to be with all the people that I'm trying to feed to make sure they stay happy and everything too.
Right.
They don't get a damn dime. Now tell me where that's right at. And we did something, and don't excuse no basketball state championship. I mean, those are great. But every school got one except Carter and Skyline.
Let me just say this part here. Last year, this past year, it hurt like hell to watch y'all celebrate along with the cheaters. I mean, play family. But I said it, the cheaters. That's what they are to me. I have no love,
man.
Stop that.
But
hey, you gotta chill with this Carter victim stuff, man. Like y'all Carter, like as a Kimball cat, y'all gotta chill. Like when you lose, you lose.
Hey,
you
Rob.
can't.
Hey, Rob, I got something for y'all. Y'all won the state championship last week.
But all seriously though, hey, just like y'all like the guarantee thing, I'm personally guaranteeing this myself. This year, when it's all said and done, y'all gonna celebrate a second championship in a row, along with Madison basketball, with the fifth, fourth year in a row, and I can assure you, Coach Love and Dallas Carter will be the state champions.
Hey,
all in the same year.
But that's the goal.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Love my.
And we're gonna have a huge Oak Cliff celebration.
But that's the goal. That's why we don't understand why people in DISD or inner city people hate on us. We want to see all inner city schools win, bro. Like we want to see Kimball win the state. When we found out the news about whatever happened at Kimball, we was in our SOC football group chat like, God, like we was hurt. I was sitting with my girlfriend. I'm like, bro, like Kimball is like we just messed up again. I was hurt. Like we want inner city schools to win. Like we want to celebrate. We want to have a big ass parade. All Oak Cliff schools.
But I'm gonna tell you the difference between me, because I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I ain't from Oak Cliff. I'm from South Dallas. So when y'all say Oak Cliff, I mean that's cool for y'all. But if we gonna talk about it, and I'm coming to the party, it's gonna be a Dallas party. It ain't finna just be no Oak Cliff party, because then I ain't invited. I'm not coming myself. And that's what I'm saying. If you go back to our whole run, you ain't never heard me say no Oak Cliff thing or this, that, and other. I always say it for Dallas. And if you look at it, what happens is, and I'm gonna think one thing I think the Kimball coach could have did better when he was talking about, he said like Oak Cliff thing. was the mecca of basketball, but then you excluded Madison 6 championships, Lincoln 4 championships, and some other championships around. What I'm a smart brother, and I'm from here, so I know how the city works. It's key words you got to say to include all. And when you say, where I'm from, that means I'm not included. The same way we said it was a South Dallas championship, somebody Oak Cliff gonna be like, well, that ain't me, that's them South Dallas cats.
Yeah.
We said Dallas because why? I got Oak Cliff cats, Keystone Polk, Glen Oaks. I got West Dallas cats on the staff. From I got South Dallas, I got East Dallas. So we Dallas. So like this a conglomeration of a game. Each unit we good in the hood, but I'm the South Dallas representative.
My last question for all y'all, for all three of y'all, is this. And Coach Todd, I hope you start first, and then 2 assistants afterwards.
Yeah.
Walk me through that last minute of the Alito game with them driving down the field. Like, what is going through your mind?
It's already written. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna play. They're gonna snap a play. We're gonna try to defend it. You know, I mean, it's just a thing. And all I can say was when they snapped the ball, when we called timeout, Warden was talking to him, Spence was talking to the kids, this, that, and other. All I told him is, hey man, you got to believe in play, and you know, and just play it out, and just see where it goes. And if you really examine that last play, if they don't fumble that ball, they get that first down. Easy.
Yeah.
But like I tell you, but what I can say, we was locked in, and guys had grinded to a certain point where when that moment happened, the one guy, we had one defensive tackle in that situation, we wanted both of them to be low to the ground in 4th one. The undisciplined one stood up, but we had a very disciplined D tackle, the smallest one, who stayed.
The one that was over the center.
And he got that ball. And what we told him is them the situations in big games, the guy that plays discipline and do his job the way he's coached to do, will find himself in position to make them type of plays. And if he's not down, they probably recover that ball and still, you know, go on to try to score the touchdown. But because one kid, CJ Kidd, the smallest one, did his job the correct way, you know, it was already written. And that's why I wasn't worried about it no more. You know, we going to play Alito. Alito got to play us, then. And if you look at it, and this is what I want you to go, going back to that Bound comment, talking about Red Oak, that little district title they won that 1 year. If you take Coach Ross statistics versus every team he's played, and he's an offensive guru, he one of the best. I guarantee you his stats and scores versus SOC are the lowest of anybody that he's ever went against. And so, like, what we do, if you take Alito, the year we lost to him a couple years ago, we lost 28-14. Our freshmen played them and lost a close game, a one-possession game. Our JV went to Alito. So we were scoping out Alito for 3 years before this game. This wasn't no, we just showed up. Like, them kids been focused on this Alito long before the game came. Right. Because we could see big picture now because we knew that's who we going to have to go through. But that's all I got to say. Whoa, y'all can talk.
I apologize for the video quality. I apologize for the video quality. It was great earlier before the show. I don't know why it's sucking right now, but I want to give y'all due on that. But yeah, the Alito game. I'll get back to you in a second, Coach Ward. But yeah, the Alito game, I think proved it from that point. I was telling everybody, soccer's winning state. I ain't seen nobody else in that way. I knew Lovejoy was next. I actually know Chris Ross personally and stuff. I was at the game when they played soccer, but I just knew that Todd them had that. I knew that was going down.
Right.
Hey, before you start real quick, Coach, I just want to say, I want to give a special shout out to one of my friends on your coaching staff for over 20 years now. My boy Ellis Weefall. Yeah, it's been my boy for over 20 years now. We battled on the court against each other and everything. So y'all have a wonderful, wonderful man on y'all coaching staff.
Hey, where you and Weefall battle on the court at?
Oh, I also went to Seagoville. he went to Payson. I went to Seagoville also. So.
Hey, boy, you hear this?
Hey, we fought the hoop, man.
Man, we fought K hoop.
We fought the hoop.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can.
Ward. He went to Carter though. And now he got no state championship
That's what
basketball.
it is.
Oh, Carter never won state basketball?
Hell no.
Nah. We lost in
How did I not know
95.
that?
We lost in 95 and we lost in 17.
And didn't Crabtree them go?
They lost in 05, but it was in the semis.
Oh.
They lost to Stanley Bonowich.
Huh?
They lost.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, they lost in the 95 team lost in overtime, and the 17 team lost in overtime to Silsby in what has been called the greatest high school state championship game ever. You ain't never seen that game on YouTube?
Bro,
Don't do that. Don't do that. Nope. We don't care about no greatest game as a loss. We ain't fooling with you. Nope.
Hey,
no. We not.
None of the basketball results.
Hey, we got a Kimball alumni in the comments talking down. Jesse White.
No, he a Kimball alumni, but he a Longview fan. Don't pay him no attention.
I know they choked on us anyway. They choked 2 years in a row in state.
He got his hood pass revoked.
Oh, Jesse cool, man. Jesse cool.
That's my nigga. Oh, hey, Jesse is my little brother. That's
earlier in the comments, Walona Johnson, which is also a Carter alumni, remember, and she's on the coaching staff also. She made a good point. She said, "Why don't y'all, as in male coaches, hire more female coaches?"
We do got a couple of consultants that are females that work with the staff.
Yeah.
We got Coach Jessica Lisson, our basketball coach. She's a defensive analyst for us.
Hey, I'm a big fan of Jessica Lisson.
Yeah,
I am too.
We got Miss Nina Todd. She's also a football operations specialist underneath Coach Mitchell's leadership. And we also have Miss Toy Chanel, who's also the assistant head coach of our community activities.
Okay.
But you know what, though, coaches? In closing, man, honestly, all games aside, everything been fun. But I just want to say to y'all three, man, and Ellis, if he listening, y'all doing a hell of a job for the community. Y'all doing a hell of a job for everything, man. Like I was gonna say, Coach Miller, Kendall, he brought back the program.
Whoa. Let me stop you. Hold on. We're not finna do that. Hey, because you made that post. I commented on it and gave you the history and Gary Bird and you deleted it. So let me make sure we put this on record.
Yes.
Chris Gilbert, before Kendall Miller, went 3 rounds.
I forgot about Coach G. My bad.
Chris Gilbert went 3 rounds. They got in trouble for the cage fighting.
Coach G.
And then Chris Gilbert got it, did all the cleaning up and kicking people off and all of that, and went 3 rounds. Then he went like I think 6-4 or 5-5 and went to Terrell. Kendall Miller got it, and then made the schedule where he didn't play a whole lot of tough opponents and won 9 to 10 games for 2 or 3 years. I ain't finna let you tell that tale like he built it up.
I forgot about G.
Hell no.
I forgot about G.
No way.
Yeah,
no way. Gilbert went 3 rounds. Miller never beat an opponent in the playoffs outside of a Dallas ISD opponent. He saw it as a stepping stone job. Let's keep it 100. That's what we're here for, right? He saw it as a stepping stone job. Made the Buttery non-district, won 8 to 10 games for 2 or 3 years. Got left like he planned on doing from the beginning, and then Emmett got it, and then start beating suburb opponents again. So actually, Emmett and Gilbert. He's in between them. They both beat suburb opponents in the playoffs. Miller didn't deal shit. we ain't finna act like he did something he didn't do. That ain't what happened. I'm just keeping it a buck now. Yeah. I gotta stop you on that.
You good. I totally forgot about Chris. You right. You good. You right about that.
That's why.
The cat before him and the cat after him won way more than him for us to be saying he built some shit. Hell no.
That's all right. We here to correct you, man. It's all right. We here to help you, bro. You almost that's 2 weeks in a row. You almost made it. Hey man, you can't be saying no shit like
that. So who did we beat? Who did we beat last on that? Who did we beat last on that script fumble? We ran it back and won. With those seconds left. What coach was that?
Play the band, man.
That was Emmett.
I thought that. Yeah, I thought that was Emmett.
But
what I'm gonna say is, and then what I know, and if it costs extra money to keep this shit going, then just send me the bill.
Already.
hey, coach, stop.
I ain't done yet.
Stop.
Yeah.
Just send us some 4 sideline passes. That'll take care of the bill.
No. I'm gonna send you some cash money. Like I pay how I want.
Hey,
no, you want sideline passes, coach.
Somebody said. Hey, Warren. Somebody said Better lost the first pitch.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. And this honest to God truth. You really gotta know who you're hiring in Dallas. And it's a small group of people that's gonna be able to win in Dallas.
I feel you.
True.
Because like you gotta realize, like when one of the biggest reasons Gilbert told me why he left SOC, he was the least paid coach in the damn district. And what he told me, like, I just had to go because I had to get, like I gotta look out for my family. And what people don't realize was, before this, a couple years ago, I was the lowest paid, damn near the lowest paid coach in Dallas.
Woo!
And you know what? You got a good point because you look at Carter, Pac-Man, it wasn't about pay, but they just stuck him out there, man. Like they didn't give Pac-Man a chance to succeed. They gave him any kind of.
Whoa. All right, now hold on. I got you, Todd. I said, hold on, Chris. I got you. Let me cut that off because that's another Carter alumni myth.
This strike 3.
Carter's team, we played Carter 2 years. Carter's team, the second year, was one of the most talented teams I've been against. Carter's team, the second year we played them, when they had us down in the fourth quarter, was one of the most talented teams that I've been against. So I'm not trying to hear this Pac-Man didn't get this, Pac-Man didn't get that stuff. I'm not. Like everything, one thing about like what Todd said, if I take a head coaching job in Dallas, I know what I'm signing up for. I'm going to ask those questions in the interview. See, when you somebody that's just looking to get a job, you take whatever they give you. I'm not going to take no job and say, I didn't get this, I didn't get that, I didn't get this. I done heard too many times what Pac-Man didn't get. Pac-Man, like Todd said, it came down to Pac-Man and Robert Hall, which Robert Hall, it speaks for itself with what he's done as an offensive coordinator and quarterback coach. Pac-Man got the job. He had talent, a ton of talent. It don't, as Todd talked about, the principal we got now, we've had Doc for what, 4 years? It's been 4 years, right, Spence? Yeah. Todd?
Yeah, about 4
years. The 4 years before that, we had 3 different principals. They wasn't like Doc. So we could have said the same thing that everybody's saying about what Pac-Man didn't get. We didn't get this. We didn't get this hire. We didn't get this teacher spot. But we made it work for 4 years. And then 4 years after, we got a guy that's good. Pac-Man had just the same thing that every coach in Dallas has had. You've had enough to make it the job that you want it to be. See, too often we look to be a head coach. Black coaches in this profession, we look to take jobs, and we want people to give us jobs with it already made, with it being what we think it should be. At some point, we got to realize no matter where you at, you become the resource. Because Todd hired me. He hired me with no interview because he said, you are what I think I need, period. Todd made that hire. That hire is in a lot of different places right now. It's credit to that person. Just like he brought in Coach Spencer. Shoot, you looking at his 3 coaches on here from SOC that's been here. Spence been here 7 years. Well, 6 years. I've been here 7 years, going on 8. Todd hired both of us. That's credit to Todd. So Todd could have hired some bullshit, and then people that know Todd could have said, "They ain't give Todd nothing." Bullshit. I'm just saying it could have went that way. So I don't have that sympathy for coaches where everybody acts like they didn't get this stuff. Like all of these alumni that feel like they got so much pull, why didn't you get it for them?
Hey, Coach Ward.
If Pac-Man didn't get it, why didn't you get it? Since you got so much pull and you care so much about Dallas, why are we always talking about what Pac-Man didn't get? Shit, they say that more about Pac-Man than any other coach I've ever heard.
It's excuses, Coach.
Coach Ward. Coach Ward.
Excuses.
Hey, Coach Ward, I got something for Rod, man.
All right. Let me get off Rod. Rod, you corner, so I'm gonna get off for you.
Hey, we gotta get that to Rod.
Hey, I will say one thing. I say one thing is I do think it's way too many excuses made for one coach.
Man.
We can't make excuses, and we can't make excuses for Coach Samples, and we can't make excuses for Coach James, and we can't make excuses for all these great coaches that came. We can't be making an excuse for a coach that ain't passed the second round.
But the coaches, I think the coaches that's making the excuses, they the ones telling people, "Oh, I didn't have this, I don't have that." I ain't never heard Coach Sam say, "I don't have this, I don't have that." I ain't never heard Coach Sam say that. Never.
Never. I got an excuse for Coach Sam.
See, that's what you don't hear.
That's an excuse.
And I'm gonna tell you something even different. And a lot of people probably be mad at me, but like when we won, after we won state, when I had to go downtown and have a little meeting and all that type of stuff, they said out of all the coaches in the district, Coach, why is it that you the least one that ever asked us for anything? And you could probably ask us for the world and get it, but you don't ask us for nothing. Because I ain't grew up in no welfare mind frame.
Hey, Todd, hold on, Todd, hold on before you finish. Hey, and this is a prime example, and Ward can attest to this. When they was renovating our field, didn't have no turf field, and we had to walk the Bow Story every day in the summer for workouts. You know who cut that grass? You know who watered that grass? You know who drug holes in the grass? We had Home Depot. Me, Coach Todd, and Coach Ingram, we had Home Depot running down the aisles like some kids, getting stuff to cut the field and stuff. But we didn't ask for nothing. Like that came out of Coach Todd's pocket.
Yeah. Coach Davis brought his mower over there from his mama house and cut the grass.
I don't think Coach Todd spent thousands of dollars putting fans up in the locker room for air circulation for COVID. We don't like I mean one summer he had me and Coach Ingram out there building a field tower. We got our shirts off. We look like goddamn baby boy out the
But then go back to the mindset though. The mindset is let's get it done, damn it. The mindset ain't like standing out there with no hands out. Like we grind for what we do. Like people don't see. Like people don't know. Co-Ward DBs, they got a training schedule that mimics Olympic gymnasts about the amount of time spent. Like they don't know this. Like we working out at 4:00 in the heat. Everybody else trying to work out in the morning so they can go home to be like the suburb coach and do what they got to do with their summer. We up at the school every day, still from them to 9 o'clock to 8 o'clock every day. Ain't nobody willing to sacrifice that. And we ain't slanging barbecue to get them now.
Shout out Coach Bam. Shout out Coach Bam.
Oh wow.
But I'm saying that was the mindset before, way before we won state. Like we didn't have a school with a field for 2 years. And people were still complaining and talking about we didn't do this, we ain't do that.
Man.
True. Like we had every day. We had a weight room at Village Fair the size of a closet, but you never heard us. You never heard us complain. But we had
to put the weights in coaches' trucks and take them there ourselves. The district didn't do it. We had to get coaches' trucks, and the kids and coaches had to move the whole weight room ourselves because it was going to be a month before they would do it. Like, people missed that part of it. Ain't no excuse. So when we talk about what coaches and kids and administration, like, no, dog, you find a way to get it done. When you take these jobs knowing that I got to make it work. And if it don't work, it's on me because I took it.
Yeah.
Period. It ain't nothing else to that. It ain't no, I'm looking.
Oh, he done froze up.
But I'm telling you, and like the way I am, what didn't come about when I became the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was at Skyline, because I didn't like us to be where everybody got different color shit on.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, out my own money, charged my credit card up and bought every kid at Skyline the same shoes.
Wow.
And make sure, like, on my own, ain't tell Coach Sam, like, damn, I let, like, this me. Like, I took ownership of that shit way back then. Like, I ain't care nothing about like me being no head coach. I do the same stuff now that I did. I did all the shit duty, washing, uniforms, and with the defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive coaches ride with Coach Sam and get to kick it. The defensive coaches, we got shit duty.
Hey, as a matter of fact, y'all used to have to practice down the street from the school, right? Y'all didn't even get to practice at the school in the Skyline days.
No, Skyline. We practiced at. We was at the school. We had a portable weight room at Skyline. It was hotter on the inside than it was on the outside. We used to open that door and they used to say, "Shut that goddamn door." Hey, but like what Todd say, I can attest to it. I played linebacker for him. He bought me gloves, he bought me sleeves, he bought me spat. Whatever I wanted, he bought it for me. He just asked me to bust my ass on that field for him. And now I see,
good play.
And now I go look at my bank account every August. It say negative $3,000. But you can ask every one of my linebackers. They always got gloves. They always got sleeves. They always got spat. They always got socks. They always got everything. And I never asked Coach Todd for no money. That money come out of my bank account. As soon as I get that August check, I'm going to Dick's Sporting Good and I'm spending it all on my linebackers.
Already.
That's what I'm talking about. A lot of people ain't got that dedication, you know, like to really about doing the job. And it ain't about me. That's why you don't really hear me talking about I don't want to be at the podium. I don't want to go do no these banquets and stuff. I just do them because that's a part of what I got to do. But that ain't what I want to do. Right. And they'll tell you, I don't want to be in front of no college coaches. I just want to coach football and chill. When they come to my office, I run out my office to get away. I don't give a damn if you're Jimbo Fisher. You could be Nick Saban. Yeah. I'm gone to Coach Traylor. Come find me. Be like, Coach, you at least got to come say hello, Coach. But that's just me, you know. Like I ain't in it for that because I know the moment I ain't got nobody, they gone.
You right.
They ain't gonna be there for me.
You right.
So, but I got the real true one. But there's just a lot of life lessons that I learned. You know, underneath Coach Sam. To be honest with you, I learned hard work from him. I learned ain't no damn excuse from him. Mm-hmm. And so that's why a lot of people talk about him as far as saying because he ain't won state. That he ain't this or he ain't that, but you got to realize, even people in the civil rights era, a lot of people, Rosa Parks sat down, but her ass didn't never get to ride in the front legally.
You right.
You know what I'm saying? So what people don't understand is whether Coach Sam wins state or not, he won state because I'm a seed from him.
Right.
And so without him, it ain't no me. And so sometimes what we got to realize as people, it ain't always about us winning it. It's do we spark the next person to be in position to understand how to get it. And I think that's a key thing that people in the community don't get. Because it's hard. Say, man, I'm going to tell you something. It's a whole bunch of restless nights. Not even dealing with football, dealing with life with these kids. Mm-hmm. and you up here talking about, you think I'm worried about playing Alito? I don't give a damn. I got a kid that found his mama dead in her room, and you talking to me about Alito game. That ain't no damn pressure.
Man.
Like we dealing with real life stuff. We dealing with getting phone calls at 3 a.m. Coach, can you tell the police who I am? So they can let me go. I ain't got no ID. We out riding around and stuff. So then I gotta talk to the sheriff. Yeah, he played for me, such and such. Okay, coach, just make sure you handle your business and go home. Like that's the stuff we dealing with. But we don't talk about that. Like you don't really like that now. All this stuff that's going on now in high school football in Dallas, it's because we trendsetted it.
Right.
Who putting addresses on their girl? That was called being too black, too ethnic. Who was on social media talking long before we won state? We ain't just talking when we won.
The only high school coaches that had the nuts. I'm gonna say it like that. The nuts to
We're
come
giving
on
out,
social media
or doing the free
and talk their shit.
Or doing the free Little League camps.
Yeah, everybody else in the beginning was trying to charge for the camps and trying to make it look
free
like
now.
we don't need no goddamn
So
money.
now,
Coach.
but now it's free. But we been had it free. I remember people charging $25, saying $25.
Wait a minute. Hey, coach.
Yeah.
How many you run? Because I saw you did one with, you probably don't know, but I run my own league, the Big 12. I know you did one with Texas Sports. So next time you do one, you got to bring Big 12 out too.
Yeah, but we don't even care. But that what make us different. Like you
we
go
can sold on sock on that one. So
hey, you can go to the fourth quarter, you be posted up, and you be like, damn, that Coach Todd right there.
Right.
I have a question for Coach Todd.
Come on, man. You gotta come up with some real questions, Mr. Cowboy.
No, this we in football. We in football mode again.
Got shit to do with Carter.
No. We in football mode again.
I like you, J-Man.
You know how over the years, you done heard the Kyler Murrays and all the other state championship quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Tell me about KSJ. Tell me about this kid. Like, how special is he to y'all? How special is he to y'all?
Man, he was like Houdini, man. To be honest with you, I think it took us that junior year, it got messed up because of the COVID stuff.
He was like Houdini, man. To be honest with you.
And we were trying to teach him a particular way to play, but at the end of the day, to be honest with you, it went back to that last game we lost. And I watched the film, and what we did was I let him play the way he wanted to play. And then we also was able to research out to some different people, and we went to kind of the Baylor offense, and met with some people. And then the last phase of it really was the coaches on offense got mad, but Coach Spencer will tell you, in the spring, I told them, I don't want no coach on the field. Go sit in the stands. This Kevin Jennings show, Kev, whatever you do, I'm riding with you. As long as I'm with you, no matter what nobody in them stands saying. It's your show. Run it. Call what you want to call. Just do whatever. And then when the second team quarterback go, you the offensive coordinator. And you call everything. And then we're going to go back and dissect what you do to improve on it. But the kid, man, his arm strength was unbelievable. And the crazy thing is, we kind of got an inkling. I think that was the spring, because that was the first spring. We're like, people don't even realize. Bubba and them went from playing Highland Park B team their 9th grade year to opening up the season against Duncanville.
With no spring.
With no spring and a limited COVID summer. And we went out there with 2 sophomores started the offensive line. We went out there with sophomores started at receiver. And we took our lumps. But we got better. And what we did, we found something positive out of it. And Kev, and when we finally found out what Kev liked to do, and we got out his way some, and he earned my trust. See, when Kev earned my trust, then there's nothing the coach can tell me no more. But he had to earn my trust. So people think, oh, you would have did the same shit the year before, you would have won before. No, the hell we wouldn't have. We had to go through that process to earn the trust for him to understand that type of power that I'm going to give him. And Coach Ward, I'm going to tell you, We be on the sideline at the game. Shit, it's second down. I'm saying we going for it on fourth. Ward look at me. Shit, fuck it. Okay. We going for it. I don't give a damn. We playing Alito. I feel better with the ball in his hands, and he gonna make a play. He gonna find something. So he always go down in my books. Whenever I go in the Hall of Fame one day, I'm gonna walk him my ass up there right there with me.
Hey, I got a quick question, Coach. Quick question.
Yeah.
You know, on the day after the podcast, I always say 2 things I learned, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that with y'all, brothers. I ain't even gonna lie. I think I got about 10 things, but tell me 2 things right now that I learned that everybody that don't listen, 2 things that we'll learn that I can post tomorrow. What would you think?
Damn, let me see. Man, shit, man, I don't care. I'm with you, whatever you post.
Hey, because you know what I'm going to say, one. You know that one I'm going to say, right?
What's that?
That it ain't personal, it's business, it's some bullshit.
Yeah. Because what I ain't got to be politically correct. I'm just going to be me. So I can be me and still be semi-professional.
Hey, that's a point right there.
So if tomorrow, if my 2 headlines is 2 things I learned from the SOC takeover is 1, DeSoto is personal, not with the players but with the coaches. DeSoto is personal, and 2
with the community.
With the community. And 2, Carter ain't shit.
Nah, that ain't it.
I ain't gonna say that because at the end of the day, a lot of what they did in the past is what I saw and what I mimicked growing when I started coaching, and I ain't gonna never take that away from them. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember what it was when I first moved up, when I got to Skyline and we had the play card and we went against Crabtree. But what I'm gonna say was the passion in us as coaches, and even going back to Skyline and just being underneath Coach Samp, all that shit personal and his business and his whatever else need to go into it. But my thing coming, and I'm gonna tell this story right quick. In 20 years of coaching, I only done lost to 4 teams in Dallas. I lost when we first went, when Kimber got dropped down. We lost to Coach Ward and them, I think his senior year, and then we lost to him the year after when Tanner and them was there. And the big thing with that was it was a culture shock for us in Lincoln because the Kimbers had been used to playing 5A ball, which is greatly different than when they came down to play 4A ball. I mean, I remember the Seagoville game Ward and them senior year. Hell, they barely beat Seagoville that year. Because I could tell they were very lackadaisical, and that shit was boring to them. So we lost twice to them. Okay. I lost twice to Carter. When we went to Skyline, we lost Crabtree year, and then we lost the next year when Michael Hickson was there, was still there, playing running back and stuff. But what I would say was when we went to Skyline ain't never had no dog put in them before.
Nah, they was square line. They was square line when I was in school.
And no offense to nobody who was there before then, but Skyline was like they was timid and they was looked down upon like they were just some magnet boys.
Yeah.
And when we first came to Skyline, I ain't care what we were gonna do, but damn it, we gonna punch Carter in their mouth. Now I knew the first year, I knew the first year we played Carter, I knew we couldn't hold up. But I knew we were going to come out and punch them in their mouth, show them we wasn't no punks.
Right.
And we went in at halftime, we were down 7-0. Right, we was up 7-0 to Carter. And they took the longest time in the world. They didn't come out the locker room till the referee had placed the ball to kick, and then they thumped our ass 34-7.
Hey, I just got a question, Coach. I just got a question from Jesse Wyatt, so y'all know who to point at.
Yeah.
Jesse Wyatt just texted me and said, y'all gonna put the state championship on top of the VA hospital.
But Jesse Wyatt crazy. Nah, tell him we ain't like Longview, man. Hey, but to end my story, Then the next year we lost in overtime 17-16. And then the third year we played them is the year I said we finna wear a ski mask on their ass. And we had this slogan that I can't say online, but all the kids knew it. And Troy Stoudemire, Keenan Cooper, Spencer Reed put them ski masks on. And I told Damon Scales, the news reporter, before the game, I said, we going to blow Carter out and they ain't going to score. And we beat their 34-0. And that shit been history in the city ever since then.
In the city?
Yeah.
They shut the city down.
And then we went to SOC. Came back up. And my thing was, we finna knock Skyline ass off. And we did that, swept the program 2 years in a row, all levels. And then we became the king. Now it's time for us to go start setting our sights on some other shit. And we done conquered the state championship. We want to get more. But now it's time for us to go cross that highway with these big boys.
It look like you're trying to be the king of the South. Are you trying to be the king of the South?
Huh? Nah.
Are you the king of
you
the
watch
South?
the Game of Thrones?
Are you the king of the South?
No, not yet. Sam the king of the South. Like I'm gonna pay it like it is. Like he's the
Godfather. So
but the thing is, if you watch the Game of Thrones, it's some more kingdoms that's coming up.
Okay.
All right.
So speaking of samples, I have to ask this question.
Yeah, I gotta be at all of them, but yeah, we gotta be at DeSoto side. We'll be at the 50-yard line saying, "Let's get ready to rumble." I do a pre-game and a post-game interview, so we're going down.
I have to ask this question because I see you guys, y'all don't hold back. Y'all speaking like it is. So I want to know personally right here, is this the year that the student defeat the teacher? Finally.
To be honest with you, that's on my bucket list. I mean, I'll be honest, I'll be square truth with you.
How you gonna go to that man dinner table after you done kicked his ass on the field?
I mean, he done kicked my ass, cut 3
You want my honest opinion?
I mean, I don't want you to tell me no lie.
Right.
I believe this year y'all do it. But y'all not beating them boys in DeSoto.
Oh shit.
I want that. Like that's what I needed.
He gonna put it on you.
Hey, hold on, J-Mac. This what you can put on your post tomorrow. Like you learn 2 things. You learn it's goddamn, it's business. It's business. You know what I'm saying? It's personal with the coaches, but DeSoto, and you gotta understand. We put our own chips on our own goddamn shoulder. We don't need nobody putting no fuel to our fire. We put our own chips on our damn shoulder around here.
Hey, just screenshot riding that Carter Red and put it on your coach's wall.
Hey, coaches. I'm a DeSoto parent, so y'all gotta understand where I'm coming from on that. It ain't no hate. Just hey.
No, but I feel, but that's the normal maturation Carter to DeSoto from red to green. I get it. but I ain't tripping though. I mean, like, and the thing about us is, like Coach Ward said every time, like when we get our ass kicked, we don't like shit. Our chin still up high, and we take it on the chin like it is. But for some reason, when we kicking some ass, everything it's like it get a whole different vibe. It go to some other stuff. Oh, they unethical.
Some bullshit. Just tell it like it is. So
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna even stun on this show. I think I'm just be honest. I think y'all gonna go 2-2 in the first 4 games, and then y'all gonna run the table after that. I kind of Duncanville, DeSoto. I think that one more year. It really is your quarterback. If you came up with the other quarterback, that's a game changer. But just because of that reason, DeSoto, Duncanville probably take those 2. And I'm just gonna be honest. I ain't gonna even stunt. Like, I don't like blowing smoke up people's butt and stuff like that.
But I respect that. It like everybody got an opinion and everybody got to make a parlay ticket selection. I get that.
Coach Ward.
I got y'all 15-1.
Coach Ward.
Yeah, hey, you know I'm in South America, so you know this.
I got y'all 13-2.
Hey,
15-1, state champions.
Can your defense bully DeSoto O-line?
I don't know about Bully. I haven't watched DeSoto O-line. That's more Coach Spencer category, so he can answer that better. But I mean,
Spencer,
we ain't gonna be
I
no.
need an answer. Cause see, I know Duncanville gonna bully their ass. I ain't got no problem saying it. I know Duncanville
I
gonna
think. I
bully
mean,
DeSoto.
if we being honest, I think it got a lot to do with Duncanville. You know, how does the first game look? I think what happens against Duncanville dictates a lot of what happens against DeSoto from their perspective. I think that matters. You know, I think it's all a mental game.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? If we come out, we beat Duncanville and they don't score, how does DeSoto approach SOC?
Gotcha.
So I think we talking about week 3.
Hey,
we focused on week 1.
Hey, that's another question. Do y'all think that DeSoto
Last question,
playing
because we've been on the show for 2 hours. Let's go.
national powers, is that
I
going to
got one
affect
more.
the way they play y'all?
Who? Oh, go ahead,
DeSoto
Todd.
playing 2 national top teams. Is that going to affect the way they play y'all?
Hey, let me give you a correction right quick. DeSoto first 3 games, the first 3 national ranked teams.
Yes,
my
true.
bad.
Hey, let me just say one more. Let me say one more thing to Coach Todd. Just one more.
I mean, like DeSoto, man. I mean, DeSoto is DeSoto. I mean, you just got to go out there and play. You know what I'm saying? I mean, ain't no talking gonna win no game. You know, ain't nothing gonna win. Like, you got to go out there. You got to tackle. You got to put points on the board. They always gonna have some athletes. They gonna be explosive. You know, they always gonna, have some skilled guys that can run around. DJ is, a great quarterback, man. I think he throw one of the better balls around. But it'll be his first year as a true starter too. With all the stuff on him. Tiger's great. The running backs. They always got some backs. I mean,
they always got skilled guys. We
that's
know
what
that.
I'm saying. But I went against them here when it was Zach Orr, who was a damn all-pro player.
Right.
When it was Dontre. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't put me in awe no more. Because that's what I'm used to going against when I play against DeSoto. I'm used to going against 5 D1 linemen up front. So I'm used to that. So it's not like I'm somebody that just ain't never went against them, ain't never had success against them. But at the end of the day, we gonna have to play DeSoto, and DeSoto gonna have to play SOC. But we coming to 300, 600, or whatever the address is at Eagle Stadium.
600 Eagle Lane.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, this is my last question. This is my last question for tonight for you.
Yeah, man. Let me see.
You say you want all the big boys, right?
Yeah.
Is there a good chance in the near future we're gonna finally see somebody from here take on North Shore, which is y'all? We want to see it. Stop North Shore.
I mean, we were actually in negotiations to possibly play North Shore. Me and Coach K actually talked, about a game, but it didn't end up matching up. And, for whatever reason. And the thing is, people think like we're not afraid. Like a lot of people get their titles and get their name, and then they start protecting their belts and picking their fights. You know what I'm saying?
Right, facts.
Yeah.
To protect their record. Like, we don't give a damn about no record. Because that's just how we built. Because at the end of the day, I'm more worried about the last 6 games of the season than the first 3 or 4. And I learned that from Emmett, because Emmett started this thing where, we were going 0-4, I think, the first 2 years.
Yeah, right. So did.
Playing DeSoto, Sagarin Prairie, and Cedar Hill. Like, my first head coaching experience was against Jordan McGuire at Cedar Hill.
Yep.
So, off a state championship. So, what the hell I'm going to be afraid of now?
Right.
Like, so we on board that, but we prepare our kids for this all the way through. And our kids understand, Coach, at the end of the day, it's about when game 10 comes, how are you prepared for game 11 and so on. And so that's a mindset and that's a culture that we established over here that's been passed down through the years. It's about being ready when the playoffs come.
It's posing like this, man. This is the coldest cover I've never seen on Dave Campbell's, man.
Hey, man, that's the real death row right there. That's the real death row right there.
Hey, but Icy, I ain't gonna lie. If y'all drip is off the chain, man. I love the chrome gold helmets. I wish y'all bring those joints back. But I love the drip too. I think that's part of the swag and the appeal South Oak Cliff as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pat. Before we go, man, for Coach Ward, can we get one more question from B. Rising?
Lord, let's go.
Hey, my dog been quiet, man.
Say, Ward. I told you, my boy Roger.
Come on, Roger, you gotta ask, man. I'm on this South American Wi-Fi, man. My stuff cutting out. Come on now, spit it out.
I don't really got no question. I know one thing, Coach. I know one thing for sure. The next time y'all go to fourth quarter, man, y'all better invite me. I know that much.
Oh no.
Yeah, we'll let you know. That's easy.
J-Mac better get an invite to the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
that's easy.
I'm going to greet Coach Todd. I want to go to fourth quarter.
Come on, boy. Yeah, so I want to keep with y'all, man. Yeah.
Hey, all I know is I want my sideline passes. We will cover the DeSoto SOC game. We will be interviewing people.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to be excited about that. That's the turn up right there. The Duncanville game, I might be there. I'm an alumni there. I played there. But the SOC DeSoto game is the one I'm really excited about. Y'all better beat the hell out of Parish Episcopal. And who else is on there?
Hey, beware Langston. We interview Coach Powell next week.
Yeah. Y'all got to back for Coach Powell next week. Y'all got to
got something for y'all.
He said he got something for you, Coach.
It's just like in church, man. Them doors are always open. And like it is what it is.
No doubt. Hey, Coach Todd, man, Coach Ward, Coach Spencer, man, appreciate you guys. Coach Spence, we fam now because you know my fam, man. So appreciate you guys for being on here. Definitely got to bring y'all back sometime during the season and stuff, or bring a player or two with us because it's not just about the coaches, it's about the ones that make it do what it do. But man, y'all been on the dub. We appreciate it. It's going down. Anybody want to shout out to before we get out of here?
We got to get back to work, but I know what now.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, Coach. As soon as we get our T-shirts, we bringing a shirt to each one of you brothers. I'm bringing them to practice. I'm coming to practice. Y'all gonna let me on that goddamn field. I know that. I'm coming to practice.
We'll put a Carter target on the red one, on the other one, with so y'all know who y'all shooting at.
He done stole a jersey in the background.
Hey man, peace.
You are looking live at
The Dub is